Hi, I'm Christy from Freezer Meals 101.
And I'm Charla, and today we are doing dump and go recipes, but not just dump and go. 5 ingredient. It does not get any easier.
Does not get any easier.
So with our freezer meals, we have long done what we call dump recipes. In fact, I wrote a chicken dump cookbook and a beef dump cookbook.
Yes, you did.
So seriously, we have been doing this forever. But the whole concept of dump and go is more of a dump it in the crock pot and go. So today we're combining the dump it in the bag and dump the bag ingredients into the crock pot. It does not get easier.
It doesn't get easier.
Except it does, because these are 5 ingredients.
Okay, Rachel Ray, love her, does not include, if she has like a 5 ingredient recipe, she does not include salt, pepper, and garlic. Those don't count as ingredients because they just automatically go in everything. I'm not saying cake has garlic in it, but you know what I mean. These truly are. They are truly 5 ingredients. 5 ingredient recipes.
Or less.
I'm excited. Oh yeah.
I think at least one of them, maybe 2, have less than 5 ingredients.
We'll count up. Keep track of us. Let us know.
It's gonna be so fast to put these together, get them in our freezer, and get that in the crock pot. So that means that if you take these recipes today, and we'd really suggest you double them.
If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna chop an onion, chop 2. It takes the same amount, marginally a longer time.
Totally.
Yeah, and then you can make twice the recipes.
So you can end up in probably 30 minutes. You could double these and have 10 meals.
Oh yeah, and those are 10 nights you don't have to cook.
Oh yay!
Well, okay. Those are
you have to turn your crock pot on.
Those are 10 days where you already have a plan, because when you hit that 4 p.m. dinner dread, you know what we're talking about? You've already taken something out and it's in the crock pot by like 1 o'clock, because it's like beef dip and you can eat it, and just all you have to do is cut some buns up.
So easy.
So easy. This is how we live our lives.
It's so much better.
We live lives of luxury and relaxation.
Come to the bright side with us.
Let's get to these recipes.
Okay, this first recipe that we are making is actually because my daughter requested it. She saw a bag of coleslaw in our fridge, and her brain just went like, oh, if we have coleslaw, then we must be making shredded chicken. Yeah. Or we also do it with the Dr. Pepper pulled pork, which is another really good one, but we're not doing that in this video, although it would qualify as 5 ingredients and crock pot. We should have done it.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
we'll have to do another one later.
The shredded barbecue chicken, at my daughter's request, is we are in our large freezer bag, which is a gallon freezer bag. We are putting chicken breasts. You can do boneless, skinless chicken breasts or thighs if you prefer. Then 3/4 cup of minced onion, some garlic, and a jar of barbecue sauce. And then we're gonna take some apple cider vinegar, 1/2 cup, and pour it into our empty bottle of barbecue sauce so that we can give that a shake and get out all the last remaining bits of your barbecue sauce.
So smart. You don't have to waste anything.
We never like to waste anything. We don't like anything to go to waste, so
that's a good idea.
All your remnants of little barbecue bits, barbecue sauce bits, can go into your bag, and then you just take the air out and seal it. You want to take the air out because air is what's going to cause your freezer burns, so we want to avoid that. And for this one, on the day you go to cook it, you just dump it into your crock pot, and when it's done, you shred it, you serve it on buns with garlic mayo. This is Christy's recipe. It is just mayo, lemon juice, pepper, and garlic. And for that, I actually do use fresh minced garlic. I don't use my jarred minced garlic, which I use for pretty much everything else. And you spread that on your bun with some coleslaw, and you have your full meal, and it is delicious.
It's so good. You get the crunch from the coleslaw. You have so many great flavors happening in between the garlic mayo and the chicken. It's good.
Okay, full disclosure, it's a little drippy. It's a messy one.
It is yeah, you're right. It is a messy one, but I mean, that's okay.
It's part of the fun, right?
It's okay. You just, you know, you have the plate under.
Right.
It's okay. I'm glad that she told you. It's been a while since I've had it, and I would have forgotten that. The next recipe is a dump and go. This one is shredded beef nachos. So when you're making your nachos and you're thinking of toppings to put on and you're like being lazy and you're just gonna shred some cheese, you're gonna think, no, I'm gonna plan ahead and I'm gonna have some veggies and some fixins to go with it. And I am going to make the most amazing beef shred to put on there as well. So you start it with 2 pounds of a boneless chuck roast. You're gonna add to it 4 tablespoons of taco seasoning and rub it right in there. Or 1 packet of taco seasoning. We buy ours in bulk because we go through a lot of it. And so you rub it right on there so it's gonna season that beef. You're gonna add in a cup of salsa, half a cup of beef broth, and then it is done. You can do this one in the Instant Pot or the slow cooker.
This is also one that you could do for tacos.
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
no reason why you can't have shredded beef tacos.
No, of course.
And then if you have any leftovers, you could do them shredded beef nachos, or you can do both, or the reverse.
You can roll up little shredded beef enchiladas.
You can do so much with this one.
And it's a big one, right? This is going to be for like a fairly large amount of people, I would say.
Yeah, because you're only using a little, well, not a little bit, but you're only using some on your nachos.
Yeah.
And on your nachos, you know, of course, you're going to still add your cheese and whatever, like,
you're going to make nachos,
and
right? Like,
peppers,
you know what we mean by nachos,
all the
right?
things.
Yeah.
But with your beef, and then it's a full meal instead of just being a snack. This would be a good Survivor night.
Oh, we still watch Survivor.
It's been so many seasons, but it stands the test of time.
It really does. It really does. This would be good for Survivor night. We should do that. Right on.
Okay, this chicken cacciatore.
So fast and easy.
So fast. Like, it does not get faster than this, and it's almost your full meal. Into your freezer bag, you're gonna add boneless, skinless chicken breasts, a jar of pasta sauce, or you can use the red sauce, which you can find in the Freezer Meals 101 Club. 1 zucchini that's been coarsely chopped, some onion, again just chopped, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and that is all. 5 ingredients.
Done.
And you can have chicken cacciatore. So on the day you go to cook this, dump it in your crock pot. When it's done, you can serve it over noodles if you want. You can serve it with rice or with potatoes, but really this is designed for noodles.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be a noodle kind of recipe. The next recipe is beef dip. Along the same lines as the shredded beef nachos, this is so easy and it just turns into something really beautiful. You start out with your beef chuck roast. You can go a little bit bigger on this one because when you slice it, you're gonna need it to go further than the nachos. So you start it with your beef chuck roast, add in a couple of cloves of minced garlic, some dry onion soup mix, 3 tablespoons of the bulk is the same amount as a packet, if that's what you're doing. Add in some beef broth and a little bit of pepper. Bam, it's done. Oh, I was reading a story about Emerald this morning. Remember Emerald from the 90s?
The Bam.
Bam!
Yeah.
Let's kick it up a notch. And so now suddenly Bam is in my head. Bam, you're done. Bam. He always said Bam when it got spicier, right? Bam, because he was Louisiana. And this one is a beautiful one. Again, you might want to do the garlic mayo on your bun, but what I typically do, because it's roast beef, I do a horseradish mayo.
Oh,
I mix the horseradish into the mayo. I still do the lemon juice. I still do just a touch of salt and pepper. And that's how I do this one. And then if you wanted to, you could add in some like caramelized onions.
Oh, that would be so good. And you know, if you can take your drippings from this and you make your au jus to dip your, you know, dip your beef dip in.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really good one. And this one goes far. So if you're a smaller family, you can either get a smaller roast and just adjust the ingredients accordingly.
Or you just have more au jus at the end. It's not the end.
Well, totally. Or you can cook it, and then because your roast was raw going into the freezer originally, now that it's cooked, you can refreeze it.
Yes, you can.
And so you can kind of get a few meals out of this one if you're a smaller family. So just a little tip for you there.
And another tip that I will give you is when it comes to slicing roasts, beef roasts, you really want to let it set. When you've taken it out of the slow cooker, you just tent some tin foil around it on a tray that hopefully can let the juices run, and let it set, and it will slice nicer for you. Otherwise, sometimes out of a slow cooker, it ends up being a little bit like falling. I mean, we want falling off the bone, but we also want it to kind of stay together a little bit. So just let it set and it will slice nicer for you.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well,
of course I didn't know that.
Charlotte
Not much
doesn't
of a
eat
beef
beef.
eater.
He's like, we can make these for nachos for Survivor night. And I'm like, no,
but
we'll
I
never
won't
do
eat
that.
them. You know what's really good on nachos?
Ooh.
I was just telling this to
Yes, you
today,
were.
but we have a again freezer meal that we make that is a ground chicken taco meat, and
we did it in our
so
frugal freezer meals.
Oh, we should put a link right there.
We should throw a video up there.
Some frugal freezer meals. We've got a lot of videos on frugal freezer meals, but that it is so good on nachos. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like the taco seasoning that's in there, and then it like goes into your cheese, and it's
it's so good.
Oh, it's good. Anyway, so you could have the barbecue beef nachos on Survivor night, and I could have the ground chicken.
That's
ones,
right.
And we could do a nacho bar.
Okay, we'll do a nacho bar. That is so good.
I love doing nacho bars because you set out all the ingredients and everybody can make their own. Everybody makes exactly how they want it. I will often we have this recipe for black bean and corn enchiladas. And the filling for it is like black beans, corn, obviously, green chilies, red pepper, and some cumin and lime juice. And
so simple, but
so delicious.
You put that on nachos?
I will make that filling and have that on nachos. Yeah.
Oh, good thinking.
I love nachos.
They really are your like number one comfort food, aren't they?
Yep. 100%.
100%.
There's there's not even anything that comes close. So yeah, if you do the nacho bar, my brother and his wife and their kids, they do dill pickles on nachos, which I thought was totally weird.
Oh, that is weird.
I started doing it because we invited them to a nacho bar thing at our house.
And they're like, where's the pickles?
Yeah, so we started putting out pickles for them, you know. And
you had to try it.
I love it.
Oh, funny.
I love it.
That's so nice.
Almost as much as I like my fresh jalapenos. Like,
yeah, you wouldn't do the pickled jarred jalapenos?
No. But I mean, when we have a nacho bar, I put them out for other people that like to have the pickled jalapenos. But no, I would never.
No.
So
you're so cute. All right.
Except when I go to visit the U.S., because we're in Canada, when I go to visit the U.S., I can't order nachos in a restaurant because I'm allergic to processed cheese, and most American restaurants have like a cheese sauce, like a processed
like a queso.
cheese. Yes, and I'm allergic to that, so I can't. So then I'm like going through nacho withdrawal because I eat nachos at least once a week, if not more, at home. And so if I go on vacation or go, whatever, and I'm down there and I can't make it myself.
Withdrawals.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you're so funny. That's cute. Do you know what? We're going to get a million comments right now. It's like, my restaurant that I like to go to has regular cheese.
But it's rare. It's like, I've almost never found it. I'm to the point where I've even stopped asking.
Yeah.
Because they kind of look at you like you've got two heads. And then the American cheese, which is like the cheese slices, like kind of the Kraft Singles idea. I'm allergic to those too.
Right, sure.
And here you wouldn't find that in a restaurant unless it's a fast food restaurant.
Yes.
Like, you know, your McDonald's or whatever, you're gonna have the American cheese. But we wouldn't have that in a regular restaurant here. And there, I always have to ask. Is?
Yes. I never knew that. See, we are learning stuff today. That's for sure.
So, but I don't know if like Americans consider that American cheese, but on the menu when it says American cheese, that's what that's what they mean. So I can't have that. So, oh my goodness, we have like gone on a rabbit trail. I'm sorry.
We do that a bit, but that's part of our charm. Okay, back to the recipes, because I'm here to keep us on track today. I'm usually the one that is like way over there. Okay, beef and bacon goulash. Buckle up, because this is going to be quick. You start it with your stew meat. About 2 pounds is good. So the nice big chunky clumps of stew meat, right? Some mushrooms, 1 1/4 cups. Some beef broth. Some bacon that has just been chopped and thrown in there. Now, you can crisp your bacon up if you prefer it. But I'll tell you something, once it's been in the slow cooker for a while, you end up with the same result at the end. So don't worry about cooking your bacon first, just throw it in there. And then you're gonna add an onion and then you are done. So you make sure you get your air out of the bag because that's what's gonna cause your freezer burn, but you're not gonna be able to wait anyway. This won't last 3 months in your freezer. You will eat this and you will love it. That is it.
Unless you're me and you don't eat the beef.
Correct.
But.
And then on the day of cooking, you're gonna do this in the slow cooker on low, like 4 to 6 hours. So when you're like that half hour from putting it on the table, you're gonna wanna add some cornstarch. It's not in the bag. You wanna add it at the end. So a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch and you mix it in with maybe a 1/4 cup of really cold water. And then you dump it into into your crock pot, stir it around, mix it in there really good. And then just give it that another 20 to 30 minutes to let it really cook through the cornstarch. And it will thicken up for you and it'll be just a lovely stew.
Now if you wanted, you could probably have this with mashed potatoes because it's probably going to create a bit of a gravy and
yeah, you could have it on toast or biscuits. You could do this in your Instant Pot people, you know what I'm talking about. That's it, that's all.
So if you take half an hour, there's hardly any prep with these.
The recipes are down below.
Yep.
Have a look at them, write the stuff down, go to the store. By tonight, you could have 10 recipes in your freezer.
And then that's, like Christy said earlier, 10 days that you're not like at 4 o'clock going, oh shoot, I forgot to think about what I'm gonna make for supper today and I don't know what to have, you know, and you're Googling like recipes with what you have in your pantry, and you don't have to do that anymore.
No.
Because with true dump and go, dump in the bag, then dump the bag in the crock pot, all of that mental work is done for you and you can just enjoy.
Absolutely. So take a gander through these recipes and we hope you make some and let us know how it goes.
We're gonna put a video right there because Christy recently got an air fryer.
Oh,
and so we did our very first air fryer, freezer to air fryer video. So we'll link that there if you want to check it out.
It's the opposite of the slow cooker, yeah.
But, you know.
We're going to speed things up.
That's right. So whether you like things fast or slow, we've got you covered. Thank you for joining us today. It's been fun as always, and happy cooking.
See you next time.